Alright, so what is good, YouTube? It's your boy LegendaryEA, and today I'm going to be going ahead and ranking my top 30 players in the NBA. So yeah, man, this is going to be my top 30 players list, and just to start this thing off, this is my opinion. I'm going off of last season a lot and just all other seasons combined. So yo, let me know y'all's top 30 players down in the comment section below. Yo, I really want you guys to actually interact with this because lists like these are pretty much based on perspective and really just how you view things. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about my list in the comment section below. Let's have a civil discussion about the top 30 players in the NBA. But other than that, man, let me know what you guys think about it. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I do plan on doing a double upload today as well, so make sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at LegendaryEA if you guys want to ask me a question or anything like that. But other than that, man, let's get straight into this video because this video is going to be long, so I'm going to try to keep this thing as short as possible, give you guys the player, a short reason why I chose them, and call it a day. I'm not going to be going completely in depth, but yeah, let's get into it. Alright, you guys, so starting off with my list, we have the 30th best player in the NBA, in my opinion, and that would be Devin Booker. Devin Booker is a, look, man, Booker is great, and the thing is, I know that Phoenix Suns are already clicking off and saying Booker's so much better than that, but I do think that all of the players in front of him, there is a fair argument to why they're actually better, and yo, Devin Booker is great, and he just got that bad. He had the 70-point game, all that is cool, but other than that, I really haven't felt his impact at all. I mean, literally last season, they had the worst record in the NBA. Yes, he had great numbers, but I just don't see his all-around game other than him scoring and losing. That's the biggest thing. So I really want to see more from him this season. I expect him to actually be around a 9th, 10th, maybe 11th seed. I just don't want them to like be dead last in their conference, because I think that with them getting DeAndre Ayton, with them getting Mikal Bridges, I'm looking for them to actually have a pretty decent season. So yeah, Devin Booker is a player that I have here, and let me know what you guys think about it. Going over to pick 29, and with that one, I have Al Horford. Now the thing is, originally I had Horford at 30 and Booker at 29, but then I really had to think about it, and this is really dependent on preference. Because Horford is a pretty good offensive player, and he's just a way better defender than Devin Booker, and I feel like he's more impactful as well. He really held it down for like the Boston Celtics this entire season, and he was probably the most important piece after they lost Kyrie Irving. If you guys actually watched all the games, and especially if you guys watched all the games, especially in the playoffs, because without him, the Celtics are probably not making it to the second round, and they are definitely not taking LeBron 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's just not going to happen. At number 28, we have Nikola Jokic, and Jokic is a great young center who just has amazing playmaking skills and can stretch the floor as well. This season, he averaged 18.5 points per game, nearly 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Yo, this guy is great, but his only problem that I personally see is defense. But I'm looking forward to watching this Denver Nuggets roster this season. They just signed Isaiah Thomas. It's looking nice. I know that a lot of people are saying that Nikola Jokic is underrated. I think he's fairly rated for like what he's been doing. I think once the Nuggets start winning a lot more games, and I think that this year they got a playoff spot for sure, I like this team, and I think that by the time next season comes, he's gonna be up there in these rankings. At 27, we have Kristaps Porzingis. Now, Kristaps is going to miss most of the season, if not all the season. I was thinking about not even putting him on this list, but I can't rank him higher than this just because I don't know what or when I'm going to see him. But just ranking him from his prior seasons, I know that at minimum, he's the 27th best player in the NBA. At minimum. So yeah, I got him here. At number 26, I have Bradley Beal. Beal had a really good season and did an amazing job without John Wall. He averaged nearly 23 points per game, 4.5 assists, and he's really just a good player, but I can't rank him above of any of the other players that I'm about to list off. But yo, Bradley Beal held it down for like Washington, and there's an argument that him being their star player helped them out a lot more. But hey man, let's get on to like number 25. And with player number 25, we have DeMar DeRozan. And DeMar DeRozan started off last season extremely hot, but at this point, I just don't believe in him. Like, I feel like every single playoffs, he shrinks under pressure, especially playing LeBron. And I get that it's LeBron James, but whenever I see a veteran player, him and Kyle Lowry, consistently shrink under pressure, I gotta stop ranking them as high as before. And look, man, last season, DeMar did improve his playmaking ability, and all that's cool and all, but he's still a liability from the three and defensively. And like I said before, that choking factor has to count for something. And it's not like he's done it once, he's done it like 3 years in a row. So that's who I got at 25. Next up, we have the rookie Donovan Mitchell. And look, Donovan Mitchell is going to be a future superstar in this league without a doubt. He was the number one option for the Utah Jazz and was a major contributor to them getting the 5th seed in the Western Conference and beating the Oklahoma City Thunder. And let's be real, he probably should have won the Rookie of the Year. I mean, a lot of people believe that as well. I mean, he was in the tougher conference. He averaged over 20 points a game as a rookie. And he is somebody that I saw step up, especially in the playoffs, against a veteran team, against the reigning MVP, and just dominated. Yeah, I think he's better than DeMar DeRozan and Devin Booker and all these guys. And I think he's only getting better. So next up at number 23, we have Mike Conley. Now, if there was a point guard version of Kawhi Leonard, I think that it's Mike Conley. And he's actually extremely underrated, and that's just because he's in the Western Conference, because in my opinion, he can do it all. And yes, last season he missed 7 games, but expect him, Marcus Gasol, and the new rookie Jaren Jackson to be back in the playoffs this season, because he's the only reason why. Well, him and them firing Fizdale, at that point, they just pretty much tanked. I think that is back, and we all know whenever that team was healthy, they always challenged the Golden State Warriors, but now they're bringing in Jaren Jackson as well. I might actually catch some of these Grizzlies games, but it's probably going to be in the playoffs. I'm not going to lie to you. At number 22, we have Karl Anthony Towns. Now look, Towns may not have shown up in the playoffs, but we all know that he's one of the brightest young stars in the NBA this upcoming season. And look, this is just a base ranking, because hopefully he shoots up this list during the season and he actually starts playing defense. If he did that, he would be great. And also, the Wolves need to fire Tom Thibodeau. He got to go as well. But yeah, Towns, I think that he's number 22 for right now, but he can definitely improve this ranking. I think preseason last season he was higher. Look, man, there was a lot of good seasons from a lot of these players in the NBA, and that's where I got him ranked for right now. And I'm actually a Timberwolves fan. At number 21, we got Rudy Gobert. Now look, Gobert is the best defensive player in the NBA, and it's not even close. Because of him, Utah was ranked as the best defensive team rating wise, and he also had the highest individual defensive rating. He averaged over 2 blocks a game. And yeah, him and Donovan Mitchell, this team was supposed to be in the lottery, like probably a top 5, top 10 pick, and they got the 5th seed and they made it to the 2nd round. Now I know that they ran into Houston, but them beating that OKC team that people hyped up all season, and this team was supposed to be in the playoffs, y'all can't say that that's not impressive, and he was a big part of that. At number 20, we have Draymond Green. Now, literally, Draymond Green is the definition of a utility player who literally does it all. He can play, make, defend, and he can kind of score a little bit. Now, he's got to be in the top 20 somewhere. And you can honestly argue that he's more valuable to Golden State than Clay is. Look, Draymond has got to be in the top 20. At number 19, I got Victor Oladipo. And Oladipo had a breakout season this year. And it honestly looks like the Pacers might have won that trade. I mean, he led the Pacers back to the playoffs after no one thought that they would. He took LeBron 7 games in round 1, which hasn't happened in like forever. And this season, he averaged 23 points per game. So I have him right here. And I can't wait to actually see how much he improves next season, because I know that man is working, and I think that he's just going to be a beast. At number 18, I have John Wall. Now look, John Wall is one of the best two-way players in the NBA, and last season I would have had him a little bit higher, but after struggling and dealing with some injuries this season, it's safe to say that his rank lowered a bit, but he's still in the top 20. And this pretty much factors because the team was winning games without him, and he came back. He kind of struggled, and look, man, John Wall is going to be just fine. All right. I think that his ranking is going to improve, but this is pretty much based off of last season and more. But just seeing his team's success without him and him struggling, him getting hurt a lot, I think 18 is a pretty good spot, because I don't think that he's better than the players that I'm about to list, just to be honest. At number 17, we got Ben Simmons. And I know some people are going to say John Wall's better than Ben Simmons. Is that true though? Because Ben Simmons, he is obviously next up. He's a 6'10" guard and forward who can pass, dribble, and defend. He still can't shoot, but literally just like Giannis, he's dominating without a jump shot. And he deserves to actually be here. And look, if Fultz can get on the right page with him, Simmons, Saric, and Embiid, that big four is going to be crazy soon. So yeah, I think that Ben Simmons deserves this 17 spot. And look, in a couple years, he might be in a couple years, he's probably going to be in that top 10. Hitting over to number 16, and that would be Klay Thompson. Now look, I'm not calling Cowherd. Klay is not in my top 10 at all, but he is a player that whenever he gets hot in that corner, your team just can't stop. He plays his role well. I have him here, and some may have him a bit higher, but I just don't think that Klay could actually do this on his own team like some of the guys that I'm about to list ahead of him. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think about that, because I think that having him at 16, it sounds low, but whenever you look at some of the players ahead of him, I don't think Klay can be that number one guy the way that some of these other guys actually are. That's just my opinion. Like I said, this is my list. At number 15, we got Paul George. Now look, playoff P is a myth. It is for sure a myth. But at the end of the day, Paul George is a bucket, and he's definitely a top 20 player in the NBA. He's definitely not better than any of the players in front of him, especially after this season where he only averaged 22 points a game. He wasn't all that efficient, but I am expecting a good season from him this year. So let's see if he can pull it off. At number 14, we have Damian Lillard. I know you guys are calling him a choker, but Dame has definitely had his clutch moments and still had a pretty remarkable regular season. He averaged nearly 27 points a game and nearly 7 assists while finishing as the 3rd seed in the Western Conference and being named to the All-NBA first team. So look, he's not underrated. Relax, okay? Dame is still cold. He's getting all of his props, all right? At number 13, I have Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler is another two-way player in this league, and without him, Minnesota would probably not have made the playoffs. Actually, I know that they would not have made the actual playoffs. This season, he averaged 22 points a game, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, and whenever he played, the Wolves actually controlled that 3rd seed. But whenever he left, since all the seedings were extremely close, it was extremely tight, that team slipped without him. But Jimmy Butler is a two-way player. He can score. He's actually like a decent playmaker, and he can definitely defend as well. I gotta have him at number 13. Next up at number 12, we have Chris Paul. And just thinking about it, CP3 is so underrated, man, because last season, I don't think anybody even ranked him in the top 20. It's like we all forgot about this man. But yo, he's getting his props now, so everything is good. He's a great playmaker. He's a great defender. Yeah, he plays both the ways. And he was a huge part of why he even took Golden State to 7 games in the first place. And maybe if he didn't get hurt, we could be throwing a parade in H-Town, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But I definitely think that he should be here at number 12. Number 11, we have DeMarcus Cousins. Now I know a lot of you guys aren't the biggest fans of Boogie right now, but he's still a top player, and I think he's gonna be good in Golden State whenever that time comes. But I can't put him any higher on this list because he's in the missed part of the season, and some of these rankings have changed. The Pelicans were pretty great without him. There are a lot of factors here, but I do feel like DeMarcus Cousins is an amazing player. He's probably going to get back in January or probably February, but I think the 11 is pretty good for him. I think it's fair. All right, guys, so heading into the top 10, at number 10, we have Joel Embiid. Now, Joel Embiid is the best center in the NBA. Don't at me, all right? Do not at me. He's a two-way player, actually plays defense, can still get buckets on offense as well. So yeah, there's no real need to actually explain this one. Joel Embiid is number 10. Number 9, I have Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's season was cut short because of his injury, but look, whenever he played, he was great. And the thing is, I wasn't really sure how he would play without Bron, but with Brad Stevens, Kyrie was actually able to sacrifice that score first mentality and actually play team basketball, and I was impressed, man. He looked very, very good, and maybe next season he can actually cop himself an MVP. At number 8, we have Russell Westbrook. Now, I already know that all of the Russ stands are going to be coming at my head for putting him this low, but to be honest, I don't think he's really better than the people that I'm going to list in front of him. I just don't. That's the biggest thing. And the thing is, this idea isn't really even new, because I felt this same way last season. But look, this man still has an insane motor, and that's literally the reason why I have him up here. He will leave it all out on the court. Last season he averaged another triple-double. Russ is great. I don't value the triple-double as much without winning, so I have him at number 8, man. I think that's pretty good. That's still top 10. At number 7, I have Giannis. And Giannis, just like Ben Simmons, except obviously he's better than him, he's next up in this league. But he is a complete mismatch to anyone guarding him. And this year, he finally has a coach, because last season he never coached most of the season, and he has all of the right pieces around him. And I think that now that he has some shooters, now that they actually have a system and this team is built around him, he's gonna thrive in it. So I have him at number 7. And yeah, at number 6, we have Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is coming off of a not so good injury riddled season, but he is the best two-way player in the NBA. But I can't rank him above the next players without actually see him play again, because it has been a while, and we really don't know what we're getting. This entire Spurs situation is just weird. So I think that having him at 6 is a pretty good ranking for right now. At number 5, I have James Harden. Now look, James Harden is coming off of back-to-back historic seasons, and in my opinion, he should be coming off of 2 back-to-back MVP seasons. But look, Harden is a game changer, and look, maybe other than Kevin Durant, he's the best ISO scorer in the league. Maybe top 5 of all time, easily. His offense is so good. His defense does not even matter. And look, don't sleep. He's gotten way better on defense, so chill out with all those memes. At number 4, we got Anthony Davis. Now for some, the brow is on their list at number 3, but I think 4 is just perfect. He's only 25, and he's the best big man in the league right now. And the Pelicans, without Boogie, he led them to the playoffs, and he was able to actually sweep the 3rd seeded Portland Trail Blazers, which is remarkably impressive. We all know about Davis. He's awesome. At number 3, I have Stephen Curry. Some of you guys probably would have put Davis here, but I think we really underappreciate Stephen Curry because of Durant. And the thing is, this season he should have been Finals MVP. Out of anybody on this list, if this man gets hot, there's literally nothing that your team can actually do to stop him. His impact on the game is ridiculous. So yeah, I have him ranked as the 3rd best player in the NBA. At number 2, I have Kevin Durant, and you guys can call him a snake all you want, but he's low-key a 1B type player on this list. Nobody can guard this man. He's a 2-time finals MVP, and there's only one person that there's even an argument for actually being better. Only one. And yeah, of course, at number 1, we got LeBron. And look, he's the king. It's that simple. Alright guys, so yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed my top 30 players in the NBA. Let me know y'all's thoughts and y'all's opinion in the comment section below. Let's have a civil discussion. Let me know y'all's list too, and make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. And yo, I do have a video dropping in a few hours, and make sure to go ahead and check out that video as well. Let me know what we should discuss next. But other than that, I'll see you guys later on. And if you guys want to see an all-time top 10 or top 15, top 20 list, let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace, y'all.